Hey, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, man, I want to start this lesson by giving all praises, glory, and honor, which is due unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors, as always, to our apostles and elders, a great and son of all well. Shalom, double honors to you. And Shalom to the elect of Yahweh Shai, the elect of Israel, starting with 144,000. It's the brother Napash coming back to you with another lesson. And I'm going to get straight into it, man. Now, I got this article on the BBC. Right, let me put it on the camera. Right, it says Starmer. Now Starmer, right, is the Keir Starmer. He's the opposition leader out of the main political parties over here in the UK. You got Conservative and Labour. Okay, currently the Conservatives are in power with Rishi Sunak at the spearheading it, and Keir Starmer is the head of the opposition of Labour. Right. So it says Starmer says he is prepared to use nuclear weapons. Now, you got the elections coming up here in I believe it's July the 4th, which happens to also be the Independence Day of America. Okay, so the fact that they chose that date is interesting. Now we know that ultimately these politicians don't make any decisions. They're not the ones who are in control. The ones who are in control are the elites, the higher level elites, such as the Rothschild family, the Rockefeller family, the international banking elite who have ruled this kingdom, this planet for pretty much centuries now. Okay, they're the ones who are in power. They're the ones who have the final say on what's going on and what's coming in and what's going out. Okay, and these politicians are there to give people an illusion that they have a sense of choice. But the scriptures tell us this, right? And this is part of how we know that the devil is in rulership in these end times, right? Because we're gonna read how he actually rules. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 11, right? So this is a prophecy. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. Okay. Now, this beast today that is ruling, okay, is based on the ancient beast of the Roman Empire. This is nothing but the Roman Empire all over again. Okay. When you look at the structure, EU and NATO, okay, the structure that they've got on the planet, right, is that modern day beast system. Esau's power structure, if you will. Okay. It says, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Right now, you have the two political parties. Okay, now it says like a lamb. Wow, because a lamb is docile. They show themselves as being what, meek, like they're going to help the people. Okay, politicians are always promising how they're going to help the people, but it says, and he spake as a dragon, meaning what's actually coming out is draconian measures. What's actually coming out is harsher measures, which are actually taking away the rights of the people, coming harsher down on the people. Okay, whether that be martial law or whatever it be. Now, this example that I just read to you, right? Keir Starmer said, look, let me read it again. The headline says, Starmer says he is prepared to use nuclear weapons. So potentially, they're saying that Labour has got a very high chance of coming into power. And he's straight up telling you, the leader of the new party that potentially is going to come in power, which I believe they will, is saying what? He's saying, I'm ready to use nuclear weapons. Okay. And indeed, whichever power in America, sorry, in the UK, because it's dealing with the UK, is in power at that time, they are going to use nuclear weapons. Okay. Because we're coming into the time of World War III. All right. And I'm going to prove that to you. Now, England, okay, is one of the, let me get the scripture. England's one of the 10 horns, okay, which is going to come up against America. Okay, the 10 horns represents different nations. All right. Let me read the scripture to you. This is Revelation chapter 17. Okay, let me read verse 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. So that's how you know the horns represents what? Kings, kingdoms. Okay, which have received no power, no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. That's made up of different EU nations, okay, the original 10 nations, right, which the UK was part of, right? Let me jump down to the point. This is Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Who's the whore talking about? America. See, America is that whore that rides upon the beast, okay? That's why America is the one that really pushes things in the earth that everyone else follows, okay? Whether it be democracy, the LGBTQ movement, whatever it might be, America's at the forefront of that, right? It says, these shall hate the whore. So these nations are going to turn up and actually have a grievance against the whore, right? Against America. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. How are they going to burn her with fire? How are they going to make her desolate? Okay? Through way of those nuclear missiles, man. Right? So the nuclear weapons, the UK, supposedly has got a good. They got the special relationship. Now, when you go back to the time of George Bush, the last time Labour was in power, in fact. Now, I believe Gordon Brown did a stint when he took over for a bit as well. I can't remember if anyone after that. But the main guy was Tony Blair, okay, back in the time of the Iraq War, right? And who did he have a special relationship with? George Bush. Now, over the years, that special so-called relation has, got worse and worse and worse, okay? So we're going to see if that relation is going to stand, but we know that it's not. Why? Because ultimately, America is going to do something that is going to make these different nations, which are the so-called allies of America in NATO, and in Europe, and they're going to shoot their missiles at them, okay? The UK being one of them. All right. So, hey, let's get another precept. This is Ezekiel, based on this article. Ezekiel chapter 21, verse 9. Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. So what does a sword being sharpened represent? Okay. Getting the military ready, upgrading your military tech, right? It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. That's what it's being sharpened. That's what it's being sharpened for. Now, in the ancient wars, before you went out to war, you see the ancient war movies. What do they do? When they're in the camp before they go to war, you might see a warrior sitting there you might have a cloth with a whetstone, okay? And what he's doing is he's sharpening that blade, okay? Why is he sharpening that blade? So that when it goes out in the battlefield the day after, when he swings that sword, that shit's going to cut clean. It ain't going to be dull. So it's going to be effective militarily. So in the same essence, that is what is being done today with the drones, the missile cruisers, the new ICBM nuclear missiles, the hypersonic missiles, the military drills, the martial law drills, the urban warfare drills, all of that, man. That's all, GPS, all of that, infrared, whatever technology that the military use, that's all part of the sharpening of the sword. And the ultimate sword that's being sharpened is the missiles, right? It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. Why? Because a lot of people are going to die. World War III. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. See, a lot of people are in mirth right now. Here it is. We're on the cusp of World War III. You got the prime minister talking about he'll use nuclear weapons, and the fact he's even talking about that. Let me read more into the article, see if it goes into it. Right. The Labour leader said security will always come first under his leadership, and claimed his party has left behind Jeremy Corbyn's opposition to the Trident nuclear weapon system. If elected, Sir Keir said he would increase defence spending and update the UK's nuclear arsenal. Okay, here we go. This is the point. Uncertain times call for a clear plan and bold action to chart a course to a secure future. Only the Conservatives offer that. So that's someone else that was going into that. All right. Um, but what did he mention is what? Uncertain times. Why is it uncertain? You got a war over there in the Ukraine with Russia. You got a war in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine. You got war in Africa. Okay. Civil war and different uprisings. You got war all around, man. Okay. So That's the time that we're in. Oh, well, the scriptures talk about that. Let's get that. There's a time for things, you see, and that's the time that we're in. I'm going to get two quick precepts on that. This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven, right? A time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. Now, we're not in a time of peace. We're in a time of war, right? In fact, I'll tell you exactly what time we're in, right? According to prophecy. This is Revelation chapter 11, verse 14. The second woe is past, talking about World War II. Now, that's in the past. That's in the 40s. We're in 2024 right now, right? The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. We're in the time of the Third World War coming quickly. We're in the time of the midst of it now. Now, is these missiles going to be shot and America going to be destroyed tomorrow? No. I'll tell you why. Because first, the nuclear, sorry, first the microchip implant has to be made mandatory, implanted all around the earth. Okay. And what's that talking about? That's the mark of the beast prophecy in Revelation 13. That's the fulfillment of that. We're waiting for the fulfillment of that prophecy. That prophecy has to come to pass in order for the missiles to be shot. Okay. And that's why we're seeing what's happening with Neuralink and these different companies around the globe, these different agendas by the WF and the WHO, these think tank organizations that are pushing that pretty much their agenda is to get the people microchip, man. All right. So we're at the cusp, we're very close to this World War III, right? We're very, very close, man. So seeing articles like this is nothing, it's nothing short of just basically reiterating the time that we're in. All right. So, I'm going to close it there. Just a quick one. And Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, man, I'm going to say shalom and on to the next one. Shalom.